Oh, yes. Believe it. It's happening. Once again. Episode 3 of Season 3 of Redstone LAPIS LAZULI. Starring your host. Well, starring. I don't know if it's starring, but hey, check it out. With your host, PoGokeRo. What's up? It's me. Happy Sunday. My goodness, let me turn this down a little bit. Yeah, guys. Welcome. So, yeah, man, wow. Pardon me. Yeah, so let's, God, jeez, so much has happened already. We're in August now, right? A lot has happened. A lot's been going down. The big news, I think happened like yesterday morning, is Epstein offed himself. Epstein killed himself. So they say. So they say. But then you got to think, all right, well then, what's the deal with that? Epstein had a whole bunch of names. He knew a bunch of stuff that was going to incriminate a whole bunch of people. Like, how could the state be so incompetent as to allow this high-profile prisoner to kill himself? How can they do that? Well, the president, or what's his name, Donald himself, is saying, oh, it was the Clintons. What? There's pictures of a video of Epstein and Trump like hanging out together, right? I've already put forth that speculation that maybe Epstein had dirt on Trump, and so Trump wanted to get rid of Epstein. Like, and Trump is in entirely better position to do it than Clinton. So I think any kind of suggestion that it was a Clinton thing is unfounded. So hey, so yeah, but then Pope Hat on Twitter wrote this really good thread about the absolute injustice of the American justice system, carceral system. It's horrible. It is like basically the reiteration of chattel slavery. You control humans, you deprive humans of their liberty for profit. That's what it is. I want to make sure I'm still streaming. La. Okay, yeah. So this is a horrible system. It's entirely possible that entirely possible. Listen to me talk, Joe Rogan. Yes, it's likely. It's very likely that what happened here was not murder, was not Donald Trump coming to extract revenge. What's likely is that the jail staff was just lame, and Epstein had a high motivation to kill himself, and was probably able to manipulate the system to get himself off of suicide watch real easy. I mean, the guy's a sociopath, or was. So it's really easy. Of course, if he's a sociopath, why would he kill himself? He doesn't feel anything. So I don't know. But yeah, our system is terrible. People die all the time in state custody because they're treated like crap. They're treated like worse than animals. It's really bad. But everyone doesn't want to hear politicians saying, we have to treat our prisoners better. You know, voters don't want to hear that. They want to hear the tough on crime, make the criminal pay, vengeance, eye for an eye. That's what they want to hear. Man, that just wrecks things. But this is really happening. This is really going down. And so, yeah, Epstein likely was able to kill himself because of the indifference of the staff that worked the carceral system, because the people who work there are a reflection of the system where they work. Like, you can't not do something and then not become the thing you do. That's the whole point, right? Like, the Buddhists even tell you, like, when you do something, or the Tao Te Ching, the Taoists even, when you do something, you you literally become the thing. You are the thing doing. You are the doing of it. When I chop wood, I become the chopping of the wood. That's what I become. Like, that's what you should. Like, if you divide yourself, that's not going to work too good. Like, multitasking, like, boom, focus your energy. So yeah. So if what you do is manage a horrible, unjust system, you become the horrible, unjust system. It bleeds into you. So yeah, Epstein could have offed himself pretty easily. He's a smart guy. He knows how to do that. But it doesn't, and then I'm hearing it doesn't really matter because we have all the evidence anyways, and now it's even easier because he's dead. So we're gonna get the other people. And let me tell you, dude, Trump is on there. Trump is up there. That's oh man. All right, let me show you. Let's take a look around my base here, right? For my longtime viewers. Hi guys, thanks for hanging out. So my base, if you want to take stock of my base, this place started as literally a hole in the wall. This was a wall, and I dug a hole in it. And like bit by bit, I hollowed it out and created things inside of it. And now it houses a mine down here. It houses, there's a tower up there. There's a train line down there. And I moved this elevator to this side. Oh yeah, now my map room. I've got my water source and my brewing stand. So yeah, so this hole in the wall over time. Oh yeah, and up here is my other train line. This goes off to the Citadel, where I keep all my villagers. This place has like over time, if you've been watching my show, you have seen it like transform bit by bit, more and more and more. So if you remember the last show, I showed you the naked bareness of Unity Station. I had only almost the barest essentials. I mean, I had a floor in, that was about it. That's all I had, it was a floor. It was the barest essentials, the most naked version of Unity Station. So I spent like the whole week working on this to do stuff. So yeah. Whoa! Observe. Yes. This is Unity Station now. I spent a little bit of time so you have to remember, for the station itself to work, doesn't need any of this stuff. You saw the naked station. You saw what it looked like. For it to just barely function, just for it to function, it was easy. So all of this stuff is for aesthetics. So here we have the piston door. This is spawn. When you spawn into the world, this is where you're gonna appear. So your choices are go off into the wilderness, or go into the station. Welcome to Unity Station. Sunset. So let's go into Unity Station. And I only have one place to go so far right now, which is the Sea Turtle Sanctuary. It's turning nighttime, so I'm gonna wait till daytime to take that trip. But yeah, so here's the entrance. Down there is the cart return if it's empty. This is the double piston reset button for the back tube. I can catch that. Yeah, sort of. Anyways, there's a double piston. Yeah. If you have no cart, or if you have no destination, you're just gonna come back here. And there's my base. And then here's the cart return, where it goes back to the loading mechanism. And if you do have a destination, what you'll do is you'll come here, the piston will shoot out, and it'll turn it, and you'll go on your merry little way, and you'll fall on the correct track. And then once you pass these detector rails, you're going to send a signal this way, which resets the whole system that way and resets the double pistons. And then you're on your way. And look, here's the way out to the first one. Here's how it looks from this side. There's the Citadel. There's the Iron Farm. There's my old farm. There's my base. That used to be the hole in the wall. And there's a tower. I don't know what that is, but hey, it's there. It's a good marker is what it is. And there is Unity Station. So yeah, I made it out of wood. So I thought that was neat. I've never made it out of wood before, so I thought it was cool to make a train station out of wood. So neat. Unity Station made out of wood, and I added the leaves on the trees. So those aspen trees aren't natural. I had to add those leaves to make it blend in. So it's like built into the hill. It's kind of neat. And then yeah, so you would arrive back this way and then come up. And this special little thing, the flux capacitor of Minecraft. The flux capacitor. What this allows is two separate streams to merge. See, I got this from K1, from Ken from K1 Gaming. I dig this so much, guys. I dig this so much. So if you're on the low track, you come up, or if you're on the high track, you come down, and the two tracks meet in the middle. Wow, and unify. I dig it. I dig it so much. So two different levels meet in the middle. I love it. It's awesome. I dig this one. So here, let's watch. Let's take it from this side. From the top. If you're coming from the top, it looks like this. And if you're coming from the bottom, just take that one. It looks like this. We're going to drop down. We're not going anywhere, so we're going to come back. Oh, so nice. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So this is Unity Station. I wanted to keep the skylight because, you know, like, sky is important. I like having sky. I wanted wood. I wanted to keep the sense of space. I like the shadows moving. and the wood makes it just feel organic. I love it. I love it. I like this, the way this looks. Okay, the other thing I want to show you that's Minecraft related. That's, yeah, I'm gonna move the elevator over. So, is I redid the train line, the local train line. You'll see now the Citadel has an extra local train line, and this nifty train station here. Wah. So from this train station, I can choose to go back that way, or I can go to the grandma's gold farm, or I can just get out. So yeah, here's the Citadel. Here's where I keep all my villagers guys hanging out here, protected in the monumental castle from slimes and guarded by ferocious kitty cats. And I'll probably work on this later. I might put a, yeah, all right. And then if I want to continue on, if I want to keep going to grandma's gold farm, I can do that. And this is neat. I dig this. And so this is a train station that comes, yeah, along up here, where we watch the little pigmen go to their doom. Thank you, pigmen. We'll take your gold. I'll take your swords and melt them and turn them into tracks. Oh yeah, dig it. And that goes into this item sorter back here. So nice. What a great system, huh? All right. This way. Yeah, nice. Okay, so let me sleep, and then we're gonna head down to Turtle Sanctuary and we get some coffee. So what else has been going down besides emphasizing dying, which is pretty big news, right? Man, oh man, so much. It's happening so fast. So now the Nazis are starting to come out a lot more. I took a break. I didn't go down to the market yesterday because, well, I wanted to have a Saturday, and that was nice. It was like I was dead. It was so funny. I didn't do anything, nothing. I just played video games. I think that's unplugging. What I did was unplug. Like, I just unplugged. I'm like, I went, so it was nice. So yeah, if you look at our map, there's Unity Station, and then I'm going to take that train line out that way. And you can see I made the map a little bit bigger, but that's another story for another time. Let's head up. Let's take the line. Sea Turtle Sanctuary. Wow. Okay. So we've had a series of of mass shootings in the United States in the past week. Everyone trots out the same arguments of the same thing every time. Thoughts and prayers. What are those trees? So yeah, okay. This is the swamp. Even though it's covered with water, it's a swamp biome. So it's all swamp. If I build an island in here, it's going to be a swamp. But you can see where the water turns into blue. That's a river or a lake. It's not the swamp anymore. And then this is a birch forest, and then it goes up to this big mountain. I climbed it by accident when I walked over here. When I first came here on foot, yeah, I climbed that mountain. It was awful. This time I'm like, how about let's go around, which I did. So yeah, and then what a nice little little valley there with the mountain and valley. Oh, that's so nice, so scenic. Okay, and then over here you got a lake, a little lake. But you know what? This is really hard to walk on. It looks pretty, but when you're on foot, this is awful. Like, this is just like, and you can't really use a horse because of the trees. So it was just really, really rough. So I'm glad now that I have a train line, because this is trivial. Look at that beautiful structure. Hey, chicken. So yeah, I just went through the mountain. And then that lovely trip takes us here. To this station. Station. And down there is Sea Turtle Sanctuary. There was that's my prototype. Ah ha ha. That's the better version. And here's my little just cheesy home, or like station. It's just a station. Like, if I want to make it into a base, I can later on. I mean, yeah, we're out in the middle of nowhere, guys. There's nothing out here except for me and that station. And then over here, the reason why I have it over here is because, well, I have this staircase. And then, wait, where is it? Was it up here? Right there. That's a mine. So, you know what? I almost don't even need it, because I could almost make a new mine over here. With those, I brought soul sand. Just make like a elevator somewhere. Ah, so pretty. Tons of turtles just hanging out. Turtlepalooza. I don't know. Turtle Man. I don't know. What is this? All right, let's go head back, right? It's silly to go up there. Why don't I just make a stair to here? Okay. So the guy in El Paso confessed and said that he was targeting Latinos, Mexicans. He said Mexicans. That guy is a terrorist. Then at the same time, we have a raid over at that Koch, what is it? How do they say it? The Koch factory, poultry factory. That's like ridiculous. That's terrorism. That's state terrorism. That's Nazi stuff, man. That's what the Nazis do. And I know a lot of people don't want to say, oh, that's a scary word, Nazi. Well, that's because it's a scary thing, and that's what's happening. That's the word you got to use to describe what's happening. That's what's happening. I mean, you got the concentration camps. You have the secret police who attack out of nowhere. Even when you try to follow the law, they attack you. Right? You don't have to wear a Star of David. You already have your skin color, so they get you that way. Like, so yeah, it's crazy, man. I can't. It's hard to talk about topics when you have like this music going. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Listen. It's super cool, man. This is awesome. Wow. This is DJ Cheese. That's awesome. That's like incredible. Oh, you can't hear it. Oh, it's over. Oh man, you missed it. Here, go back, go back. Can you go back? Listen to this. Oh wait, no, I didn't go back far enough. That's alright, that's alright, that's alright. Alright. So yeah. Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. State terrorism. So now you have the state coming after you in the form of ice. Right? They come out of nowhere, they lie, they trick you, they do all sorts of things. So when you're trying to follow the law, they try to get you anyways. Then you have the white supremacists, terrorists. Like, they're all over the place. They're all, like, I don't think there's that many of them, but man, they're getting egged on by the president. Not the president, by Trump, by Donald. Donald's egging them on. He's encouraging them. That one guy, I think there was one guy who body slammed a kid because the kid, he said the kid wasn't being respectful during the pledge. It's like, what? That gives you the right to body slam someone? And then the guy said, oh, I was following orders from Trump. That's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Remember when Michael Cohen was talking and said that the way Trump gives orders is that he says something but he looks at you a certain way and he says it a certain way. And then, like, by him doing that, you know what he means. And if you know what he means, then you do what he wants you to do. And if you don't know what he means, then you don't do what he wants you to do, and then you don't work for Trump anymore. Well, that's kind of the code that he's using to talk to his followers. That's that wink wink nudge nudge thing that Michael Cohen's talking about. That's what Trump does with his followers. He says it but doesn't really say it. It gives him plausible deniability. That's good. Little pig guy. Hey, what's up, little pig guy? I'm gonna go clean up a bit, right? Hey, guy, what's up? Did you see what I did? No. Oh, if you one-shot them, they don't do anything. They don't aggro. What are you doing? Just gonna one-shot these guys. Wow, there's a ton of these guys. Wow, look at all these guys. Get out of here. You're bothering me, son. Wow, I gotta do something about this. What it is that I don't have any tracks laid down. That's why they spawn on it. Once I lay down some tracks, there won't be anything to spawn for them to spawn on. I might have to like put down some slabs so they don't spawn in here. Too late. I've already oh yeah, I just replaced everything with top slabs. That'll work, I think. Okay, well, anyways. Yeah, what is the name of this station? I don't know yet. I built it first, but I don't know the name. And I have this train station, but it only goes to one place. What I need to do is make a loop line and just have it just go around in a circle so I can talk, and the visuals are continually updated. All right, so why should you care that there's a bunch of Nazis harassing undocumented people, brown people mainly? Why should you care that a bunch of brown people are getting harassed? Well, if you want to be as selfish as possible, you are still connected, and it impacts you, because the food that you buy at the supermarket is the price it is because these people who are getting harassed do really hard work for very little money. And that's reflected in the price you pay for the food you eat. It affects you, right? In the most selfish way possible. You have to pay more money, or you get to pay less money because these people are getting exploited. I mean, that's as selfish as you can get, and you're still involved. You cannot extract yourself from this dilemma. Right? If you're an American, if you live in this country, this concerns you. I mean, like, if you're a little more enlightened, we can start talking about like their human rights and the utility of harassing people, humans, for what gain? And are we doing this? And what are we sacrificing? Well, we're sacrificing our ideals, like our human rights, our ideals of human rights. By allowing this to manifest in our name, we're saying that human rights aren't really that important to Americans. Well, wait a minute. That's who we are. We're all about ideals. By saying that these ideals aren't that important, you're saying that America itself isn't that important. Ooh, that starts to hurt. You see, we start diverging, where we start having two different ideas, two different concepts of what it means to be American. So, one direction wants to hang with this idea, stick with the ideas. The other direction wants to move to the skin color. Is that really American skin color? I mean, maybe it started that way, but it's not supposed to be that way. And we're changing it so it's not that way anymore. Because that's the only way this country can exist with any justice. So here, this hits closer to me too, because you know, some of my neighbors are undocumented, and someone called ICE on them. The guy is super cool. The guy is hella cool. He works really hard. He doesn't cause any problems. He has family here. He doesn't cause any problems. But someone called ICE on him. So and he's going through the process. But they, you know, of becoming like legal. But ICE they called ICE on him anyways because of the color of his skin. So he lost his ability to drive. So he had to rely on his sister or sister-in-law to take him to work. And one day, sister-in-law needed to take her car in for an oil change, so he had no way to get to work. So he knocked on my door asking for help. And I'm like, sure, I'll help you out. I'll take you to work this one time, or this time, you know, because like he works way in the opposite direction I work in. And I left like really a lot earlier than I would normally do. But whatever, I took him to work, and where I took him to work, like he bought a truck, but he had to sell the truck back because like he can't drive a truck anymore. And so I took him to work and drove up the hill to this beautiful vineyard. It's a huge vineyard at the top of the mountain, over a hill. I don't know if it's a mountain, but it's like a big hill at the top. Beautiful vineyard, lots of land on the very top, so it gets tons of sun, and it's not even land. That's why it's a vineyard, right? So you can plant grapes for wine. And yeah, the owner guy, super rich guy, super cool, employs this guy I took to work, this Hispanic guy, this Latino guy, this Mexican guy, undocumented, works really hard at this rich guy's place to pick his grapes or work his land for this rich guy to have wine. And he's trying to get here legally, but people where he lives called the police on him, quote the police, immigration. They called ICE on him. So now it's really hard for him to get to work, but he has to do it. He's because he needs that. He needs to do it. He's like all the rest of us. If you don't work, you die. You starve. You become homeless. Is the rich guy who's employing him going through any of this hassle? Nope. Who gets all the benefit? That rich guy. By having labor that's very, very, very insecure, you can exploit that labor a lot. So we had this federal raid on that plant in Mississippi. But we know through media reports that Trump Properties hires undocumented workers. Why hasn't there been an ICE raid on Trump Properties? You see what I mean? But you see what I mean by we're here at Nazi land, that we're here? Because, yeah, all those places are private prisons. That's public money being spent on private prisons that goes into private hands, private rich guy. You take money from everyone through taxes and you give it to a rich guy to house bodies, brown bodies. Man, that sounds like slavery to me. Yeah, you gotta see what you gotta see. You gotta be able to see what you're fighting. You gotta be able to see what's there. If you can't see what's there, then you can't believe your senses. Like I've been saying this forever, but you gotta look for yourself. If you don't see it, then your mind can't comprehend it, and then you can be easily tricked. There we go, that's nice. I need more coffee. Be right back. You have to look. So, we're having all these white supremacist attacks. All the Nazis are starting to come out. When we remove Trump, it's... oh man. He's gonna call on these people. So I don't know if there's any way at this point to denazify people. I guess you gotta try. Yeah, I tried looking on the FEC website to see who in my zip code donated to Trump. And then I would look to see if they owned a business. And then I would see if I could not spend money at that business. And I wasn't very successful. But that's okay. Okay, so we had this. Okay, now here. Remember, you have to be able to see. If you can't see, then you won't be able to read the signs. Now, let me give you an example of the signs that I'm talking about. Right. Okay, so we know that we had these white supremacist gun massacres. The guy in Dayton, we don't know what his deal is. I know the right wing is saying, oh, he tweeted something by Sanders or Warren or something, and they want to say that, oh, he's a leftist. But at the same time, he was a massive misogynist. That says to me incel, and incels are right wing. So it's more apparent, but mainly the guy was like I think that guy was seriously mentally ill. He really liked mass murders, all of them. So I don't know what his deal was. That kind of scared me. But we know for sure a bunch of other attacks were all motivated by race, by white supremacy. So you got to look. Okay, then what steps can we take to stop the effectiveness of mass murders? Well, I point out to lots of data showing that the United States has a lot more. Oh, wait a minute, I don't have it up. Hold on, let me pull it up. Gun violence. We want which graphic? That one there. Open with my dude. Where's it at? Open with. There we go. Switch now. Now do it. No, it's not working. Media. Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay. Okay. So then I gotta zoom this in. All right, check that out, guys. That's this Vox thing. You see, the more guns we have in society, the more gun violence, the more gun deaths we have. The more guns you have, the more gun deaths. So it goes without saying that the more access to guns, the more gun deaths. Right? So it's two things: not only the number of guns, but the amount of gun access to those guns. So Walmart. So there's two. So you have to remember, white supremacy doesn't want you to look at this. White supremacy wants to keep weapons of mass murder available to their people, so they can do their thing, right? Violence, because it's all about violence. White supremacy is violence, so they want to keep weapons of mass destruction available, weapons of mass murder available to their people. So they're going to resist any kind of gun legislation, these white supremacists. Like, they don't want any kind of regulation. They want zero regulation. So how do you see that as a sign that white supremacy is out there in the general population? Like, how would you see that? Well, knowing what we know, that the more guns means more gun deaths. Any attempt to point in a different direction is a trick. Someone's trying to trick you. We've seen an example of that with Ivanka Trump. When the massacres happened, El Paso and Dayton, Ivanka said, well, what about Chicago? So she tried to get us to stop looking at white supremacy terrorism and look at quote unquote Chicago, which is a dog whistle for minorities. So we know that white supremacists try to change the subject. They do the what about thing. So when this gun massacre happened and people said white supremacy, what did Donald Trump say? He said video games. He said video games. He said music. He said like anything else he could think of to not be guns, right? And to not be white supremacy terrorism. He said anything he could to take your focus off of white supremacy and back onto the boogeyman, like the traditional boogeyman, like video games. Look at my Unity station. Okay, so Donald Trump, the fascists are trying to get you to look at something else other than guns and guns and white supremacy. So what happened in response? So Walmart got attacked by a bunch of, a whole bunch of people die at Walmart. There was a guy who was shopping in Walmart who picked up a BB gun, like that was just laying there and just was like walking around with like a BB gun. Someone called the police. The police showed up and just shot the guy before he could do anything. Turns out it was a BB gun and it wasn't even loaded. Nothing, just nothing. It was a BB gun. Another guy showed up at Walmart in full like body armor with like bullets and everything. And the police came and like really gently brought him down and didn't kill him. What's the difference? Well, the guy who was just shopping and picked up a BB gun that was lying there was black, and the guy who walked around with full body armor and like ready for war, that guy was white. So that's an example of the state enacting violence based on race, white supremacy. And then you have Walmart. Well, what's the response for Walmart? Look at these. Both of these guys, of these incidences, all these incidences were related to guns. What is the response of Walmart? Walmart listens to Donald Trump and says, oh, In response to these gun-related activities at our stores, Walmart is going to keep the guns, the firearms, and instead, Walmart will focus on what Donald Trump wants, which is video games. Oh, Walmart is a white supremacy organization. Another, that's a sign, because that's a big fat sign, right? I'm reading the sign, knowing what I know, seeing what I see, I can read the sign. Oh, Walmart says, we're white supremacy. Okay, Walmart, thanks for showing me who you are. Same thing with ESPN. Same thing. There was going to be an Apex Legends e-tournament. Like, what a great example of a bunch of people getting together, regardless of what you look like, or your skin, or your nationality, or what language you speak, or what god you worship. Doesn't matter at all, right? It's all about your skills. Esports, like you could look, be whatever your gender, doesn't matter. Doesn't even matter. It's all about your skills. Purest. Video games are great, right? Esports. How wonderful is that? And what did ESPN do? Oh yeah, we're canceling this because Donald Trump says video games leads to violence. So ESPN has to listen to Donald Trump and cancel this. A perfect example of a sport that transcends everything. That's a big sign that says ESPN is a white supremacy organization. But then again, you know what? Maybe sports itself is a white supremacy organization, right? But what happened to Colin Kaepernick? That guy got drummed out for protesting what basically amounts to white supremacy. Like, he didn't even directly go against white supremacy. He went against the indiscriminate killing of black people by police. That's what he was protesting. And sports, the pro sports world found that unacceptable, that someone would protest against the indiscriminate killing of black people. And so they drummed him out they blackballed him from the organization. That makes sports a white supremacy organization. I mean, how else do you get to look at it? There's no other way of looking at it. You can't explain it. You can't explain it. So you got to know, man, white supremacy is a real deal, and it's really happening. It's really spreading. I warned about it. I talked about it. Other people who put way more work into it talked about it and wrote books about it. I tried to talk to my cousin about it, and he didn't believe me. Maybe he was infected too. Maybe he's in on it too. I don't know. But it's a real deal. It's real, guys. It's real. I need a lamp there. It's dark. Oh, I can make a lamp. Make a lantern. Make all of them. Oh, all right. Here, 3. Thanks, guys. Yeah, nicer. Put wood there, maybe? No, I don't have any wood. Oh wait, over here. Wood. Oh, there it is. Nice. Yes, yes. Here, just go all the way. Come on. Come on, man. There we go. Yeah. Lovely. Stairs, stairs, any stairs? Yes, watch this. Ha. Can I do that all the way around? Does that help? I don't know. It kind of takes away from the massiveness of the log. I want to keep it. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Those are big supports. Yeah, right there. That's another one where I can fill in. Oh, no, I can't. Yeah, right there. No. Yeah, that's, ooh, wait, right there. Grab that. Okay. Ha ha ha. Maybe put the log, put the lanterns on top. I mean, I'm not super OCD. Yeah, can you tell I'm not super OCD? Not even, not so many little weird things, but that's okay. That's life, right? Lots of weird things in life. There's lots of weird things that aren't quite normal or usual. That's what makes them so cool. Man, this is like laggy right here. What's the deal? Super laggy. It might be that window. Watch the golems. Okay. So over in Russia, right? Over in Russia, the people are having massive protests. They realize, or they understand, that their government is not at all fair or free. That they're not free. They're fighting for their freedom. And they're protesting. What happened was the opposition, the political opposition to the Putin's party, the political opposition, the leader just got jailed for no reason. Just the police, Putin said, just jail him. I don't like the guy. They jailed this guy, put him in prison. While he was in prison, he got poisoned and put in the hospital. And as when he barely recovered, then they put him back into prison. Then they froze the bank accounts of all the other opposition parties, so they can't spend any money. So you cannot have an opposition party in Russia. They won't let you. So you can't compete in the election because, like, you can't do anything, or the police will get you. And reporters who talk about it get murdered in Russia. So Russia's super bad. So the people have had it. They're getting nuts. They're having massive protests. And yeah, they get attacked by the police. But they just film it, and then there's even more people now. So yeah, things are getting nuts over in Russia. Then, because the Russians are so corrupt, what happened was, I think they're working on some kind of like bomb or something. There was an explosion, a massive explosion over in somewhere in Russia. And it released a bunch of radiation. And all the Russians tried to downplay it, and they lied and said, oh yeah, no radiation was released, rah, 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 rah. Dude, we just watched a bunch of radiation come out. Everyone around you bought up all your iodine. Like, yo, a bunch of radiation came out, you're lying. But Russia like won't say anything about it. It's so stupid. Just put one more there, dude. That's all you gotta do. Make it even. But it's not even, because you see what I mean? It can never be even. Well, I mean, it could if I just change this here. So the Russians are trying to like throw off Putin because Putin's a bad guy, like everyone knows already. It's not all like happy over there, surprisingly. All right, so wait a minute. This one has to be. Let's see. I'm gonna need another lantern, right? Yeah. Oh, I have no more torches. Ah! Oh, here's lanterns. I'm using Silder's enhanced default shaders, in case you're wondering. Has to go into here. Okay, yeah, that one right there. Here. Yeah, there, it's even, see? There. Okay, here, this one here. There. Even. Kinda. Closer. That one's not so even, but that's alright, whatever. Don't look at it. How do I get up there? Here, this one's cool. Birch tree with oak leaves. The ladder, double helix, not quite, but you know. Oh, that's something to make a double helix. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, what else is going on? So yeah, okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I have to reiterate the hilarity, not the hilarity, the tragedy of what's going on in the UK right now. Like, we might be witnessing the end of a nation here, or not a nation, but like of a yeah. So the madness is that Boris Johnson is hell-bent on doing a no-deal Brexit. What that means is, okay, Boris Johnson is the current Prime Minister of the UK, and this guy is an extremist. He's like the British version of Donald Trump. What he wants to do is destroy the country for the oligarchs, and he's probably backed by Putin. He's probably backed by Putin. And if he does this, what's going to happen is that the UK is going to break up. Scotland and Northern Ireland are going to leave the Union. And it's just going to be England and Wales. That's it. And they're going to get kicked out of the EU. And Ireland's going to reintegrate. Northern Ireland and Ireland are going to reintegrate and reunify. And Scotland is going to just bail on the UK and join the EU. Because it makes a lot, like, maybe they'll be treated better. See, that than they were in the UK. Man, that's crazy to think about. That's wild. Like, I'm an American, so when I think of a state bailing, I only think of like two things: either a Confederate or a Russian. I say Russian because there was a movement last election, I think 2016. There was a movement in Northern California to secede from California and be its own state. And it turned out the guy who was backing that was a Russian guy who fled to Russia after he got discovered. So Russia is all about breaking up these blocks of democratic nations. Russia just wants to cause chaos. So I can totally see Russia being behind the Brexit madness. That this is a Russia thing happening, and that it's crazy for the English to break up their union. Like, it's crazy. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Like, the thing you're doing is going to break up the UK. You're not leaving the EU. You're breaking up the UK. That's what's really happening. That's what's really happening. You're not leaving the EU. You're breaking up the UK. You guys don't get it. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the deal is over there. I don't understand that very well. But it's just gonna cause a bunch of headaches. Like, our Trump dude this guy is temporary. We're gonna get rid of him. We need to get rid of him. But you guys seriously, if you leave the EU, it's gonna just be messed up because you're not leaving the EU. You're breaking up the UK. Because everyone's gonna leave once you do that. Because it's such a dumb thing to do, to leave the EU. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. We gotta stick together, guys. I mean, that's what it is. We all have the same idea. We all have this idea of democracy. And that's the thing that's being attacked right now. It's not about our identity as a nation. It's not about our ethnic purity. It's not about our culture. It's our idea of democracy, of self-governance, that we are free individuals, that we're able to make our own decisions. Give us the good information and we can make our own choices. We don't need to be ruled by elites. Who are the elites? Well, for me, the elites are anyone who makes over $380,000 a year. But really, I mean anyone who makes over $1 million a year. Those are the elites. Who does that include? Tucker Carlson is an elite. Donald Trump is an elite. They're the billionaires and millionaires that want to keep the current system. They don't want anything to change. They're making money. And they want to distract you from noticing that they are the elites. The millionaires and billionaires, they are the elites that you should be angry at. It's not the poor people. It's not the guy who's just struggling to find a better life for his kid. That is not your enemy. My God, why would that guy is barely making it? Why would that guy be your enemy? The person who's your enemy is the one whispering lies into your ear on TV every night. Who's saying, "Oh yeah, I'm an elite, but I'm gonna hide the fact that I'm elite." I'm like pointing, and I'll point to the poorest person and blame him. That's your enemy. That person, Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump, that's your enemy. It's very, very clear. Like, I know it's difficult. I know it's hard to make sense of a lot of the stuff because you're getting conflicting. That's the nature of information warfare. You get conflicting sources of information, so you don't know who to trust. But I hope I've been recorded, right? I've been doing this forever. I hope you trust me enough to like at least look up what I'm talking about. Unity Station. Unity. Let's stick together, guys. Let's keep it real. Oh, hey, I'm getting attacked. No, I'm not getting attacked. Ah. Unity Station. Oh, let me reduce this guy. Get this out of the way. I can see this. Make sure everything's still working. All right. All right, America. I think that does it for me. This is a beautiful station. A beautiful trek. A beautiful everything. I don't know. I worked a lot on this, man. This took me forever. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Okay, America. Until next time, I don't know what to tell you. I guess I don't know what to tell you. Hang in there. All right. Peace. PoGokeRo out.